G'day everyone, today I'm going to give you a very brief overview of what to expect if you read the book that changed everything for me and that put me in the productive position I am right now, and why I believe that every man, woman and child can benefit from this book. Let's find out what it is. G'day everyone, Simon from SPP Productivity, where we believe everybody has a deep down desire to be more productive, even if they don't share it with their mates over a beer. On this channel, we do share simple tips and tricks that everyone can implement to be able to become more productive at home, work, or school. From time to time, we also review and demonstrate productivity tools and software and have a look at books and applications like this video, and to be able to help you become more productive. So if you do like this channel, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be told when we release a new video. Now folks, I just want to give you a very quick overview of this book. Now this book is Getting Things Done by David Allen. Now this is the book that changed everything for me. If you have a look in the description, you'll see my story and how I got to where I am right now. However, I do want to give you a very quick overview without going through the stuff in the video of what this book is about and why I feel that everybody should be able to use it. Whereas I think it's marketed at the moment, to me, I feel, a bit more towards like students and you know, people in the workplace. But everyone can use this book, and I'm going to show you a very basic way how you can do that. Now, as you can see, I'm also sporting the new haircut now, the new Go Faster, the new productive haircut. But it's really just because I'm getting older and balder. But I hope it's not, the lights aren't glaring off my head too much. I'm going to have to practice with that. Now, getting things done. I'm going to show you how to use this really quickly in a very simple way. I find that David Allen can use some very hard to understand words and stuff in this book sometimes. It can be a bit full on. I remember my brother-in-law downloaded the ebook of this, and he literally got through like halfway through the first chapter and gave up because it was just too hard to understand. I recommend for a start, if anyone's using this, that you literally just go and start at the part 2. Ignore part 1 because it's just the history of why, you know, how David Allen got to this process, where it comes from and stuff like that. You can go back and see that later. End of the day, you want to just be able to implement it. I implemented this in one weekend after having a bit of a rough time. Once again, you can see the longer version of that story below if you want to. And I did that by just implementing it and just getting in there and getting things done. Sorry. All right, so what this is basically about is David Allen believes, he's a genius, right? And he believes that the mind is for having ideas, not for holding them. So if you've got things on your mind, it's a terrible storage area. You're not going to be able to be creative. You're not going to be able to, you know, be as engaged in life as you could be because you've got all these things on your mind. Very similar to the video that I did, and I'll link that one as well, about how to remember everything, about getting things off your mind. It's that concept, right? But this is a long book, right? It's a long book, and there's multitudes of, you know, of information out there about getting things done, but it all boils down to 5 things. The 5 stages of workflow that David Allen talks about in this book. So you've got capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. That is GTD right there. So getting things done, by the way, GTD, that's where that comes from. So it's basically 5 sections. Now, what I mentioned about in my other video is about capturing. Now, what that is about, it's this basic, is that everything that comes into your mind, you capture into an inbox. So whether that's emails, whether it's phone calls, whether it's you know, letters, whether everything, right? So you just capture it into one central inbox and hold it for later. That means it's not on your brain, because don't forget that these things don't come into your mind at the right time. So if you're trying to remember to get dog food, it doesn't come into your mind when you're in the dog food aisle at the supermarket. It just doesn't happen that way. It comes into your mind when you're lying in bed. It wakes you up and keeps you awake. So you want to get these things off your mind and into a trusted place. So that can be a you know, a list, or you know, Evernote, or anything you like. Just get it off your mind. That's what it's about. I'm not going to go into details here. I'm just going to explain what the sections are and how you can use it. So number 1 is capture, right? The second stage is clarifying what you've done. So basically what you've collected once a day, which I also mentioned in my video, you're going to go and you're going to take everything that you've collected and you are going to clarify what it is. And how you clarify it is so simple. It is it actionable? There's only two answers to that, yes or no. So do you need to do something with this piece of paper that's come in? No, I don't. Throw it away. Do I need to do something with this? No, I don't. Do I need to do something with this? It's a bill. Yes, I do. Then that one slips through to the organized stage. So the clarify stage is simple. You're just looking at all the things you collected and basically what you want to keep. Yeah? So capture, take everything off your mind, everything that comes in. Second stage, you're going to clarify what it is. It's pretty basic, right? By the way, GTD is not something brand new. This is David Allen's just taken something that the brain naturally does anyway and just put it into a roadmap that you can use to easily organize your life. So we clarified everything. We brought it in. We clarified whether you need to do something, yes or no. If it's yes, then you've got to organize them, which is stage 3. Now, how you do that is there's a few main ways that you can do it, right? You can either delegate it to someone else, so you can give it to someone else to do. So say that it's you need your wife to pay a bill for you when she's at the post office, right? Then you can do it later. So you can, which is what most of the things that come into your life are. I need to do it, but I'm going to do it later. So that's where you put it on a list, right? So the whole of GTD is based around getting things off your mind, taking the next action and putting it on a list, right? That is what GTD is about. So, we're back in this organized phase. We say, yes, I need to do something about it. You can either delegate it, you can put it on the list, you can do it straight away. And David Allen has a thing called the 2-minute rule. And he says that anything that comes into your life when you're organizing it, if it's 2 minutes or less to do, just do it. Because it will take longer to put it on a list and follow it up later than to just do it, right? So anything 2 minutes or less, you're going to just do and get it out of your life. You'll get like a quarter of the stuff done that way. You'll get a quarter of the things done. I've got a 2-minute rule video as well that I'll link up below that you can have a look at. So you can see where I'm getting all these concepts from, yeah? So capturing. So I'm bringing the steps back for you each time. Capturing everything that comes into your life. You're clarifying whether it's actionable or not. The things that are actionable, you're going to organize. So it's either give to someone else, do straight away, put in reference, or put onto a list. Right? Now, the beautiful thing about GTD is his lists focus around context. This is where it becomes really cool. So what that means is you have a list for home, you have a list for work, you have a list for phone, you have a list for computer. What that means is that when you're at work and you've got to mow the lawn, why stress yourself out about mowing the lawn? You can't do anything about it until you get home. So when you're at work, you only want to see the list of the things that you can do right now. Same as if you're at home, you don't want to know about getting your printer fixed at work because you can't do that right now. So by putting them in context lists, means that you can, and he's in the book, you can have a look. It actually tells you some basic ones, which I think are computer, agendas, phone, home, work, errands for when you're out, doing shopping and stuff like that. And anywhere, so things you can do on any device. I think they're the categories. I'll list them in the description when I actually look on the computer and find out what those are. But so that's it. Now, the only other two parts to GTD is reflecting and engaging. So reflecting just means looking at the list. So you need to look at the list, obviously, to be able to get things done. So you're going to look at the list whenever you need to. So that's going to be either the night before to make a list for tomorrow, or whether you're, during the day, you finally get to the office, you open up your office list and see what needs to be done on your office. That's reflecting. But also, one of the most powerful things about GTD is called the weekly review. And what that is you put yourself in a nice environment, like a cafe or a park or something like that once a week, and you just read through all your commitments. So look through all your lists, you get to cross out all the things that you've already done, push some things up the list that you need to do a bit later. There's also a thing called a someday maybe list, which, so even if something comes into your life that is, learn to play the piano, yeah? You put that on a someday maybe list because you might do it one day, but you don't want to forget it. So these are all the lists. Now, also there's a project list, which I won't get into too much today, but that is anything that's got 2 actions or more, he says is a project. So it doesn't matter if you're starting a business or whether you're, getting the tires fixed on the car. Either way, starting a business could be stressful. You think there's so many things to think about there. but you can only focus on one next action at a time. You can only take one action at a time. So starting the business is actually as simple as one next action on your list, on your computer list of research how many other businesses similar there are out there. Same with getting your tire changed. It's like, oh, there's so many bits and pieces to do, but really the next action is look online and see where the closest tire shop is for me to take my car. See what I mean? But I won't go into that. That's going to be in the book to have a look. But so once again, that was the reflect stage, and now we're up to engage. So the final step is engage. I shouldn't really need to tell you what that is. That's just do the work on the list. Okay? So that's it, right? 5 stages. Capture everything that comes in, clarify all that stuff at the end of the day, and decide whether you need to do anything with it or not. Throw everything away that you don't. Anything that you do, then you are going to organize into lists of whether, you know, you're going to send it to someone else. And don't forget, he also has a list of things you're waiting for. So, you know, I said getting your wife to pay the bill. That's still important to you, because if she doesn't pay it, the power gets cut off. So you put it on a list that once a week you're checking and go, oh, I might check if she's done that yet. Yeah. So you're organizing into lists. You're then reviewing those lists whenever you need to, or at very, very minimum once a week. And then you're engaging and doing the work. That's it. That is GTD. That entire book, that is as simple as it is. And the reason I think that anybody can do that, right, is that, you know, you can't get a 12-year-old kid necessarily to go and read this, you know, massive book. But what's to stop them having an in tray where everything that comes in goes into the in tray, then, you know, once a day, or for them, maybe, you know, for a young kid, maybe every second day or whatever, you're just going through and just keeping the things that you need to do something with, writing those things onto a list. If it's a kid, a great idea is to have a whiteboard in their bedroom, and that's their lists of things they need to do. Theirs might just be school, work, with their friends, around the house. Nowadays, maybe mobile phone, but you know what I mean? They're their lists. Then all they have to do is every time they're going into the room, they're looking at the board and they're remembering the things that they have to do, and then engaging is doing it. See, anybody can do it. And you can do that if you're a stay-at-home mum, or you're a musician, or you're a sports person. Anyone can do those 5 steps. Now, I will list the steps again in the description, but look, I highly recommend, I'll put a link to this, to the website for David Allen Company, Getting Things Done. Look, this isn't a sponsored video or anything. I'm not affiliated with the David Allen Company, but this book, honestly, this process, should I say, changed my life. You can do it however you really want, as long as you're following those 5 steps. That is it. I'll put a link to that workflow diagram as well that you can get on their website. But guys, look, I totally recommend having a look at this book, checking it out, and seeing what it can do for you. And if you replay this video a few times and just write down the steps that I've mentioned to you, then that's just a really, really simple way to give it a go yourself anyway. If it starts working, you can then maybe take the book and have a look a little bit later on. But look, that's it, guys. This one changed my life. I reckon it will do for you as well. So keep checking that out. And hopefully that's helped you. If you have seen David Allen's work before, or if you've, if you are now, whack me a link in the description, in the comments. Sorry, let me know what you think of it, whether it's worked for you, but I certainly think it will. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope this tip's helped. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of, I almost said Getting Things Done, but I'll see you in the next episode of SPP Productivity TV. See you then. Bye.